So hello and welcome back. I know it's been a while, but here we are. I have just arrived. I spent a day and a night in Florence visiting the Fra Angelo exhibition, which was absolutely brilliant in Palazzo Strozzi and in San Marco. I'll show you some pictures of that now. But now I'm back up at the house. It's definitely winter. It's now sort of getting towards the end of November. Everything is fine and waterproof, but there seems to be a problem with the pellet oven, which I have to go and fix now. Close the door because it is a bit cold for that. Unfortunately, it looks like the drive that puts pellets up has got something stuck in it. Let me show you what I mean. So I've emptied it completely, but this is basically where you fill the pellets, and then there's like an Archimedes screw that pulls them up. And if I can get the light to turn on there, then you should be able to see that there is something stuck just there that's blocking it from going upwards. So I'm going to have to, because I've tried to turn it down, but because it's like an Archimedes screwdriver, I can't turn it backwards. So I'm going to have to start taking it to bits, and then we'll have a see what exactly it was. And that's a problem because it's freezing in here. So I'm going to get onto that straight away. So thankfully it's only 2 screws to get the side off, and it's this motor here. I think if I just undo that Allen screw there, I should be able to twist it. We'll have a look. That would be a quick and easy fix, and hopefully that'll fix everything else. Otherwise, it all looks pretty good in here, to be honest. Bit of dust, I'll get that. Get a hoover in here for the big fan. Yeah, let's see if I can get that undone. Okay, well, I've taken the whole thing out into pieces. As you can see, for some reason, there is a screw there. And I have no idea how that got in there, but I do have a suspicion that it came in with some of the pellets. So, and it's really wedged in there. So I'm going to have to back this off now very slowly and try and pull it back down. Get enough space to get it out. Well, it's going nowhere. I can't get it to go backwards or forwards, and I'm going to start bending this. So I'm going to have to try and lock the end off and then see if I can get it out that way. What a pain. Okay, well, after a good bit of faffing about, I did get it out. There it is. This is the screw, and I don't think that's part of the pellet stove. And it doesn't look familiar to me, so I'm really not quite sure where that came from. But now that it spins freely, I can put it all back together again. That's a waste of time. Okay, well, that was a bit of fiddling about, but now everything seems to move freely again. So it's time to put it back together and see if it works, and hopefully we can warm the place up. Okay, well, it's the next morning. It's pretty cold and miserable. But it's not raining. It was a pretty cold night. It takes a few days to get some warmth back into the walls. But there we go. I think we should go downstairs and have a look, see how the kitchen's held up, and see what needs to be done there. And then I'm going to have to go and do some shopping. Okay. Windows blown open. Luckily didn't knock the tile down, but I need to get some I need to get some fasteners, just some, so I can close it properly like on the other side, but otherwise that's still very good. The walls look fabulous. Everything in here looks pretty good. I can't see any signs of water having come in. You can see where I've plastered over once more, and it does look better, but that's our barrier paint, and that did very well, so that's going to be the plan. I might actually do some of that today or tomorrow if I get around to it. But yeah, no, everything looks great. I need to measure before I go so I can order all of the insulation in, and then we'll be very close to completing, hopefully, very soon. There's no water. It all sounds very good to me. No hollowness. So yeah, brilliant. Okay. Yes. Once I'm done here, so I don't think we can afford to do the kitchen immediately. So I'm going to insulate and do the rest of the room basically, and get this door provisionally sorted, because I won't be able to finish this door properly until the terrace is at its final height. But once I've done that, then we can start here, because this is only a little project, basically just replastering the hallway, cleaning it out, painting it, lighting it, and getting the electricity up to scratch. So that shouldn't be too difficult either. Yeah, so there we go. Everything is doing well. Nothing has gone wrong. So time for me to go shopping. So if you look up there in the mountain, you'll see there's a stripe of sort of snow. Looks like a couple of snowflakes did come down in the night above a certain height, and obviously there where the electrical lines are cut through, they cut down all of the trees so that they don't foul up, and to reduce the risk of forest fires. So that obviously makes it that much colder, because the trees aren't keeping the air trapped in there. There's even more up there. That looks properly white. Yeah, because it is cold. It's 4 degrees. So there we go. So this is at the bottom of the hill. Basically, our village is up there, and this has been for sale for ages. And I think it's very nice, and it's beautifully restored. But it's sort of in a little valley with the river, obviously super pretty, but only really, I mean, very nice in summer when it's hot, but in winter probably a bit cold and damp. And I guess you could restore that and build even more out of that. It's got its own little bridge. I do like a bridge. So in all the time we've had the house, I've never made it to the old abandoned station, because I couldn't work out how to get down there. Well, I've asked. Apparently, it's down this track. So, thankfully I'm driving a Land Rover. Let's go and have a look. I like a bit of green laning, as well as a bridge. Oh God. Crikey. So there's abandoned buildings here. Let's see what happens next. This road appears on Google Maps, you'd be amazed to hear, but it looks like we've made it down to the station. Okay, let me find somewhere to stop and we'll have a wander around. So, and I've probably told this story hundreds of times, back in the day, they built a tunnel here. And the entrance to this tunnel is over here, and it goes all the way through the mountains. It's the main line from La Spezia to Parma. And at the time, there were about 1,000 people living in the village, and our village now has 52 official inhabitants, a few more over summer. But here was Grinardi station, Grondola Grinardi. Those are the two villages, so Grondola on one side and Grinardi on the other side of this little valley. 426.98 meters above sea level, and a perfectly preserved station. I don't know when this was last used, but I think it's amazing. You can walk in and walk around. I've always fancied a bit of urban exploration, but I've never done any. A B-Day. This is Italy. Buildings aren't in such terrible nick, to be honest. I guess there's some electrical stuff in here. It's buzzing. Another little house over here. I like old train station buildings. I think they're very, very simple but pretty architecturally. Let's see what it looks like inside, see if we can see through the window. Oh, lots of electrical stuff through that one. And that one. So it's been converted into something which would explain why the doors and windows are quite good. Oh look, and someone's made a barbecue out of 3 bits of sleeper. That's all walled up. And then a tower. With a ladder up, which I'm not going to climb. Presumably a signal tower or something like that. And a pump. Look inside very carefully. Oh yeah, it's a water tower. So that might well still be from steam train times. They pumped the water up there so that they could fill the tanks. I don't want to go much further in there. What's this? Papers. There's always papers. More toilets, it looks like. And that's it. That is Grinardi Grondola station. So I guess that building will be here for a while because they put lots of stuff in it. But this will probably eventually fall down. So I think they would pump water up into the top there, and then there would have been probably here a big sort of like a crane arm that would go up and go across, and they could fill the steam trains as they came in. They'd come in and be filled up with water. Amazing piece of history. So that was the station. Let's head back up to the house. And I completely missed this house driving down because we just drove around the back of it, and then I was looking at the station. So I don't know if this would have been a hotel or maybe for the workers. But it's quite an impressively big house. A lovely terrace up there. It was obviously rendered and painted. And look at these khaki trees. Look at that. And it's brick, so it's not that old. There seems to be a lot of brick. bolted cellars. Such a shame everything's falling to pieces because, oops, right, my parking sensors, because people have all moved to the cities. So I've just had dinner at the neighbours. I'm walking back up. Never gets old. To be honest, it really does. Never get old. I love this place. Okay, well, I'm all packed up. I'm ready to head back to Austria. The sun is shining, but probably not for long. And they're expecting snow here as well, so let's see how we get on. I'll film a little bit of the drive, because I imagine we will, over at least one of the passes, run into quite a lot of snow. And then back into Austria, and at the very latest back here for New Year's Eve. Okay, well, as you can see, I made it home. There's been a fair amount of snow. I hope you can hear me properly. There's a car driving past. A fair amount of snow here. That's our local ski mountain. So everything's beginning to open up. Also getting into the Christmas mood. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for following along. I know it's getting rarer and rarer that I'm making videos. I'll be out again in Italy for New Year's, and maybe before then we'll get a video perhaps of the Christmas stuff going on here in Austria. So until then, take care. I hope you're well, and bye bye for now.